Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the electrifying world of Starcrawler, the LA-based rock band that has been shaking up the scene since 2015. From their raw energy on the stage to their incredible studio albums, they have captured the spirit of rock and roll with modern edge. So grab your cup of coffee, sit back, and let's break down everything about Starcrawler and their discography. Let's go. Okay, so they were formed in Los Angeles in 2015, and Starcrawler is this high-energy rock band fronted by the fierce Arrow DeWild. Alongside DeWild, the band features Henry Cash on guitar, Tim Franco on bass, Seth Carolina on drums, and Bill Cash on pedal steel guitar. And over the years, they have cultivated a reputation for their wildlife performances and sound that draws on punk, glam rock, and classic rock and roll. With influences ranging from Black Sabbath to the Runaways, Starcrawler is bringing rock back to life, man, in their own unapologetic way. Now let's take a look at their discography and start with their self-titled album. This is their debut album, Starcrawler, released in 2018 on Rough Trade Records. Now this album embodies the band's raw, unapologetic energy with gritty, sludgy riffs and DeWild's fearless vocal delivery. Tracks like I Love LA and Let Her Be quickly become fan favorites. Now I Love LA sort of stands out as this love letter to their hometown with powerful crashing guitars and DeWild's bold vocals perfectly encapsulating their punk rock spirit. Meanwhile, Let Her Be features this aggressive riffs, and I just think they match Arrow's wild, unpredictable stage presence just perfectly. Now, this album also brought the notorious Chicken Woman, where Starcrawler showed off their raw garage rock style with heavy, distorted guitars and primal energy that really became the hallmark of their live shows. So moving on to their second album, Devour You, released in 2019, this album saw Starcrawler evolve their sound with a more polished production while still maintaining that rawness that defines their music. The lead single here is Bet My Brains. That really became an instant hit with its catchy hooks and blistering guitar riffs, sort of capturing the gritty, raw energy of the 90s alt-rock influences. The song's snarling chorus and distorted guitar really make it a standout moment in the band's discography, I feel. Another hit from the album is She Gets Around. That really delivers this like explosive sound that really recalls Nirvana and the Breeders, if you can imagine. And I feel like it's channeling grunge, power chords, and Arrow snarling vocals, man. When you just combine them together, it's a track that shows how Starcrawler embraced the darker side of rock, meanwhile keeping it all very catchy. Fast forward to 2022, Starcrawler dropped their third studio album, She Said, via Big Machine Records. Now, this album showcases a more refined version of Starcrawler's signature sound, combining their punk energy with this more melodic, radio-friendly approach. Now, this album's opener, Roadkill, man, that sets the tone with a fast-paced, punk-influenced sound that's both gritty and polished. It's sort of high energy and relentless from start to finish. Now, the title track, She Said, is another highlight, combining raw power with infectious hooks. DeWild's vocals shine on this track, really delivering both grit and melody in equal measure. It's amazing how they can pull that off. The song is a perfect blend of their heavy punk roots with a touch of accessibility. Stranded also takes things further, showcasing a more emotional side of the band with a slower tempo but a haunted melody. Meanwhile, their signature intensity still persists throughout the song. Now, I think this album really shows the band sort of maturing while staying true to their core. And quite frankly, this was the album that kind of got me started on the Starcrawler phase, man. Ever since listening to this album, I've been hooked. Now, they only had 3 studio albums, but they definitely have other contributions. One of the standout contributions from Starcrawler is their cover of the Ramones track, Pet Sematary, for the 2019 movie of the same name. Now, their version adds this darker and more eerie vibe to the song, which is fitting perfectly with this horror film's aesthetic. It's a great example on how Starcrawler can take a classic punk song and inject their unique flavor into it. Starcrawler also contributed to the track Good Time Girl to the Dark Knight's death metal soundtrack in 2021. Now, this track is gritty, it's intense, it's packed with the same chaotic energy that Starcrawler sort of brings to their live shows. And I would just tell you, if you're not familiar, this album is amazing. If you're into kind of metal and rock, you can't go wrong here. Maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. Another memorable contribution is their take on If You're Gonna Be Dumb, You Gotta Be Tough for the Jackass 4.5 soundtrack. It's a perfect fit for the wild, unpredictable nature of the Jackass franchise, showing off Starcrawler's ability to match their energy to any chaotic situation. Now, they also have some extended plays and singles. In 2023, Starcrawler released Acoustic Sessions. This really offered fans a more stripped down version of their high octane sound. Now, this EP showcases their ability to just slow things down and let the raw emotion shine through with minimal instrumentation. It's sort of a different side of Starcrawler, but one that proves their versatility as a band. Okay, so we can't go on talking about Starcrawler without taking a moment to talk about their music videos, because their music videos are an extension of the wild, chaotic energy. Directed by Autumn DeWilde, who is Arrow's mother, the visuals in the songs like Ants and I Love LA are just as intense as their performances, often featuring over-the-top imagery and a nod to their glam punk style. So, there you have it. Starcrawler is a band that has not only captured the essence of rock, but has injected it with new levels of energy and raw emotion. From their self-titled debut to their latest albums, She Said, and let's not forget their various soundtrack contributions, Starcrawler continues to evolve while staying true to their rebellious roots. If you're a fan of punk, glam, or just raw, unfiltered rock and roll, this is a band you need to keep on your radar and in your playlist. And before I go, here's a little teaser. Be sure to tune in to my next video where I'll be giving away a sealed copy of Starcrawler's latest album, She Said. You're not going to want to miss it. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Starcrawler's discography, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the world of music, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite Starcrawler track is. I need a cup of joe now, so I'll see you on the next video.